In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use a default file name with your web server. So we already know how to compose a URL to get to icarus.cs.weber.edu and then your username and then whatever path to get there. Notice what happens if I don't put any file name. It comes up and says that I'm forbidden from getting in that directory. So here it's just showing this gets us to our public HTML directory. It says you can't be there. Even if I go into another one, if I go into examples, right? So here's the examples directory. And if I go in there without a file name, it gives me a forbidden message. Well, there is a way that you can make this not happen so that if somebody just goes to a directory, they actually get to see a file. And the way you do that is by using a file name that has a default file name, one that is specifically specified by the browser, by your web server. So I'm going to use a file name called index.html because that's widely used by browsers. Sorry, not browsers, by web servers as a default file name. So if I have a file name that's index.html, I'm going to put this one in the public HTML folder, and then I'm going to put its companion website, web page, wise.html, and the images folder that goes with them, and I'm putting all of these in the public HTML folder. Now, if I go to that location, and I say, okay, there's Icarus and then my username, but there's no file name, and I push enter, it opens up that file, index.html. Now notice all of the demonstrations today are with web pages that have no style. So all of these just have the HTML and content. So they're not looking very fancy. But it uses that. Now, if I want to get to the other one, so I can actually type in the wise.html and come up with that file. But if I put no file at all, it comes up, it will open up that index.html file. Now, if I go to examples and type it in, I still get forbidden. And that is because inside example, there is no file with a default file name. However, if I go into the HTML folder, there is a default file name there. See that one called index.html? So I can go into the HTML folder and it will automatically find that default one, index.html. So if there's any location that you would like to have one open up by default without having to type in the file name, you just simply put an you just call the file index.html.